Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, we are live from the Northwell Health Eye Center. First annual Long Island High School Hockey Championship game between the Bellmore-Merrick Bulldogs and the St. Anthony's Friars. Travis Quigley here with Brady Campbell on the call for you this afternoon. Super excited to be here for this game. We're going to turn things over to the public address announcer, Vinny Papasadero, for the announcement of player introductions.
Please join me in welcoming to the ice, Colleen Agavino from Smithtown Hop Ice Hockey Club, as she presents our nation band.
Oh, say can you see my dawn's early light? What so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. O'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and proud its red the hosts bursting came through the night, that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the
Both teams' lineups have been announced. National anthem sung by Colleen Agavino, representing the Smithtown Hop Hog Ice Hockey Club. We see both sides meeting at center ice now for a commemorative photo for this game, for this event. The Long Island High School Hockey Championship between Bellmore-Merrick and St. Anthony's set to take off in just a little bit. Travis Quigley here with Brady Campbell. Brady, should be an exciting 45 minutes of hockey between these two squads.
Oh yeah, we went through pregame, of course, the kind of seasons that both these teams have been on. It was surely a bit of a bumpy ride to get here at times. Of course, the Suffolk County High School Hockey League and the New York Islanders High School Hockey League, two very difficult leagues to climb to the top of, but both these teams did it and did it in style. And as you mentioned, they already saw each other a little bit at States and played a phenomenal game there. So I'm expecting another tight checking game for the right to be crowned the Long Island champion.
Photos have been taken, like you said, tight checking game. High-powered offenses, great defenses, and phenomenal goaltending for both these sides. Ceremonial puck drop, captains Nick Drogan and Cormac Terry coming out onto the ice now and dropping the puck. Sal Crescione, president of Nassau County, and the president of Suffolk, Richie Simone.
Big week for both these players as well. Travis, you and I were at the Islander game Tuesday. Both teams got to go to the game, and both these two captains got interviewed as well up on the Jumbotron. So a big week leading up to this great event.
Yeah, they were hanging out with Syke. So as both leagues' presidents help get escorted off the ice, the teams will strap up the helmets, get ready to go. Joey Braglia in the net for the Bulldogs. They're wearing their customary red uniforms with the blue and white stripes. They'll be going right to left, first and third on your screen. In the net for the Friars, it's going to be Jordan Valsic. They're wearing their white uniforms, black shoulder caps with the black and gold stripes. Left to right, first and third on your TV screen, computer screen, phone screen, whatever you may be watching on. I want to thank you so much for joining us for today's broadcast, live and only on the LI Sports Network. Super excited to be here at the Northwell Health Ice Center. The Friars in tempo with each other, start banging on the wall. The Bulldogs now begin to do the same. We meet at the red line. Sticks down. And we have to wait a second because can't find the net guard of Colin Rolston. Now we go. Sticks down, puck down. First period underway between the Friars and the Bulldogs. It's St. Anthony's who will possess. Cormac Terry's pass was initially knocked down. Comes to Aspromonte. He'll move it for Schendorf, and it's taken away inside the neutral zone by Lucas Lucci. Lucci's pass off the shin pad of Catallo. He's going to hunt this down in the corner. Takes a bump from Richardson. Centering pass, dropped just wide from Schendorf.
This first line very dangerous for the Friars, paying dividends throughout the season, especially in the postseason when they needed them most. Came up big, nearly had the opening goal.
Braglia came out to stop it as St. Anthony's made a wholesale line change there. Scooped up by Zach Sorrell. Sorrell, red line and in. Tommy Azzariti and Joey Rocca get on the forecheck. Sean Keane chips it up the wall for Drogan, the captain. It's back with Rocca, pokes it to the corner. Rocca in, plays the body on Richardson. Sealing the boards with Sorrell. Back with Richardson. He'll rim it around weak side. Tyler Marcus couldn't clear. Rocca chops it back low. Azzariti takes a bump. Now it comes to Drogan. Drogan off the board, stopped up by Brody O'Doherty, and he fires it back in. Bulldogs hemmed in their own zone right now. Been stuck there for the last minute 30. Up to the point, Miklich will fire one through some traffic, trying to stuff it in on a wraparound. Sorrell couldn't get it home. Tied up on the back of the net. 2-on-2 battle, trying to poke it free. Richardson will knock it off the net. Now it's Azzariti trying to stuff it on the backhand, and Braglia finds it with the glove, covers up for the whistle.
Well, the start here for St. Anthony's. The puck has been in the Bellmore-Merrick zone for most of the opening nearly 2 minutes here. Couple good looks. The Bulldogs almost had a breakaway look the other way. Sean Keane was behind the defense. They couldn't get it to him. And then the Friars come back down with a few chances of their own.
Bellmore-Merrick able to get it out off the D-zone draw. Now can they establish a little bit of possession here as Barkas goes up the wall, trying to chase it down, Chase Goldman. Goldman on a backhand pass, broken up. There's Budicavoli now off the boards. It's Cevallos. Nick Busa back for Cevallos. Through the middle of the ice, out to neutral zone. Taken away once more underneath the twig of Bisogno. Braglia keeps the puck moving. 2.5 minutes gone here in the opening period. Long Island High School Hockey Championship game. Both these teams won their respective county titles to get to this point. Bellmore-Merrick sweeping the Long Beach Marines en route to their varsity title. It was their third straight chip to the championship round. And they were able to get the job done this season as the Friars, hard-fought battle with Smithtown Hauppauge, best of 3. It went all 3 games. A spinning shot stuck underneath Valsic. What a chance there. First opportunity for the Bulldogs. It was Lucas Lucci on a spinning wrister. Brady Almost snuck through the 5-hole there.
Yeah, Valcic didn't look like he was quite ready for that. Lucci just kind of came around the net with it, looked over his options really quickly, and then almost a no-look quick turn, nearly snuck it 5-hole. And it only takes one, and nearly the first shot attempt of the game for the Bulldogs found its way through.
We'll go right of Valcic here. Like Brady said, only takes one. Who will get that first one? We're a little over 3 minutes into this one. A stretch pass broken up immediately by Evan Lenz, but picked up by Schendorf at the blue line. A spinning pass broken up there by James Pellini. Pellini will go off the boards. Drogan couldn't settle it down. Now Cormac Terry, a couple of head fakes, will backhand it in. Schendorf will be the first forechecker. Up the boards, Terry's there for Schendorf. He's gonna roll the circle and fire. Punched out Braglia. Batted out of the air with a high stick by by Aspromonte. And we get a whistle. Braglia held it, but because of that delayed high stick, the faceoff will come outside of the zone.
Another good shift for the Friars, coming back down, getting some opportunities of their own. A dangerous bounce there, of course, would not have counted, but great read by Braglia as well. Very alert so far in these opening couple of minutes, as he should be.
Once again, we'll be right of Valcic here. Trying to kick that one back on the backhand was Tyler Marcus. It comes to the half boards. Sorrell gets it out, trying to drop it for Schendorf, just beyond him. O'Doherty settles, a saucer pass through the middle, right on Sorrell's tape, and he'll send it in deep. Racing after it, Aspromonte. Got tied up there. Comes right back to him, though. Now he'll drop it for Schendorf. He shoots right over the head of Joey Braglia. Richardson chips it back behind the net, trying to reset, come out the other side. Richardson across for Drogan. Off on the backhand, couldn't get it around O'Doherty. Dumped in by Tyler Marcus. He'll head off for a change.
Schendorf with that latest opportunity. 13 goals throughout the regular season. Also had a couple big ones throughout the postseason. 5 to be exact. One of the better looks so far in the opening 5 minutes of the game.
Puck dumped back in. Definitely got to watch out for Schendorf, a lethal sniper. That one came off the heel of the twig of Zinman. Almost was dangerous. Another turnover force. Now Rocca can't get the shot off. Still fighting for it. That one goes through. Sticked away by Braglia. Nice job by the Bulldogs netminder there. O'Doherty from the point. Off the back wall. Hard kick. Now it's Catallo. Settling down. Catallo's going to split a couple. Looking back post. Reading that perfectly and clearing the zone for Bellmore-Merrick was Liam Barkas, but it's going to be an icing going against his side.
St. Anthony's just going to work here in the offensive zone. Ironically, Bellmore-Merrick really only one shot on goal so far. It was very close to getting our scoring started as it nearly snuck under Jordan Valcic, but Friars have tilted the ice here in the early going.
It's been a hot start for St. Anthony's here. Bellmore-Merrick trying to get the puck off on the other side of the red line. Been mostly in their zone thus far. Kept in there by Cevallos. Trying to skate out is Lucci. He'll circle back now, gets the feet moving north. Moves it ahead and chopped into the zone by Pellini. Valcic out to settle it. Cevallos sends it up the same side it came from. Bulldogs are there to take it away. Back up to the point. Faking the shot, now putting it low is Wilcha. Rolston for Wilcha. One-time blast goes just wide. A lot of heat on that one. Just off the target. As Rolston's going to settle things down here for Bellmore-Merrick.
Kyle Wilcha, no goals throughout the season, but boy, can he bring it. Not sure Valcic really saw that one until the last moment. Didn't necessarily matter as it went wide.
Lucci cycles it back deep. First to it, Cevallos around for Bisogno. Missed his stick, comes all the way down. Icing coming. 8:32 to play here in the first period. Nothing still on the scoreboard. Another draw to the right of Jordan Valcic. Brady, if you're the Bulldogs here, another offensive zone faceoff. You haven't been too successful there. What do you think you got to do to try to win some more draws.
Well, they definitely have that formation here in the offensive zone with Sean Keane lined up directly behind the centerman there, but obviously in the end it all comes down to Tyler Marcus trying to win the draw. He tied up on that one, couldn't quite win it cleanly though. Credit to these Friars centermen, they've done a great job so far. Maybe for Marcus and his fellow centermen for the Bulldogs, the tie-up might be the way to go often. Going up against some of the top centermen that we've seen really throughout Long Island high school hockey, the Friars are very good up front.
And like you talk about, Brady, the tie-up, that's when I think you got to communicate to your wingers, come in and help me out a little bit, right?
Absolutely, yep. Obviously, the offensive zone draw, they like to have that guy directly behind the centerman in case he wins it cleanly, but a bit of communication there. Depending on how it plays out over this period, you might want to change the strategy a bit.
100% agree with you there, as Cormac Terry brought it up the ice and tried to send it in. It got knocked down, and the Bulldogs will possess it, trying to start their breakout here. Pitched across the ice for Jordan Luskoff. He'll go off the boards. Amax Vitale beaten to the puck. Now there's Michael Catazone. Now coming through the middle of the ice, it's Vitale. He'll cut middle. He fires. Save made Valsic. Puts the glove on it and takes the whistle despite no pressure being around. 7:11 to go in the opening frame.
Yep, so a bit over half a period played thus far, and it's going exactly kind of how we thought it would. Still scoreless. Plenty of chances for both sides. Maybe the play a bit more in favor of St. Anthony's, but overall a tight checking game between these two squads.
Bellmore-Merrick, we're trying to keep it down lows. Vitale and Luskoff. O'Doherty will possess the puck and start to wheel. Beats two Bulldogs. He's over the red, now the blue. O'Doherty cutting left side. He'll shoot from a bad angle off the outside of the net. Recovers his own rebound. Circles back to the point. A seam pass. Went behind the stick of Aspromonte. Now out front, Aspromonte's shovel shot doesn't go. It's sent up to the point by Schendorf, out of the reach of O'Doherty. Valsic will come out of the net and stop it at the dot. Hits Schendorf at his own blue line. He'll have to retreat. Leaves it for O'Doherty. Brody's pass right on the stick of James Schendorf. Puck bobbles up, delayed offside. We get a whistle there.
Another great look for the Friars. Great passing play. It all starts with the zone entry from Brody O'Doherty, one of the better skating defensemen that I've seen here this season. And great offensive defenseman as well. 10 goals, 6 assists throughout the season. In the playoffs, had 2 goals, 3 assists for the Friars en route to their Suffolk County championship. And he just wheeled it all the way around the zone and eventually was able to find a decent look with the help of his teammates.
Kept at the point here by Cevallos, and he couldn't get it deep. And here comes Colin Rolston. Rolston with some speed. Sorrell on his back. Behind the back pass. Trying to settle and spin it back in front is Polini. He's forced into the corner. Penalty coming up here. It's a cross-checking call, and the Bulldogs will be going on the power play, it looks like. Sorrell headed to the box now, and Brady first man advantage opportunity going to Bellmore-Merrick, who had quite a bit of success in the regular season and playoffs when they had those power play opportunities.
They absolutely did, and for kind of a slow start here today so far, a power play, nothing really better to give yourself an opportunity to get the game's first goal. And of course, as this game wears on, as this period wears on even, that first goal becoming more and more important, and special teams, as expected, could play a huge factor.
One right to the slot, a one-timer off the left pad of Valsic. Big kick save there as it's put into the Friars bench. Face-off will stay inside. Like you said, doesn't take much, it's one shot, and right off the draw, the Bulldogs get that shot. Valsic was alert and ready to go.
Yeah, that one was just a clean win right to the right winger. Jordan Luskoff, who's lined up in his usual position at the hash mark, comes right to him, able to get that quick one-timer away. Good left pad save by Valsic.
Friars win it. A weak side rim kept in by Richardson, who raced over to the boards to hold the zone. Luskoff taken away by Catalo, and he'll clear. Nice job there from the Friars forward. Drogan avoids a check from Rocca, puts it around the wall for Richardson. Left for Luskoff. Now to Rolston, into the middle of the ice off the skate of Lucci. Gets the stick lifted and cleared one more time by St. Anthony's. Bellmore-Merrick will have to break out once more. And it's Nicholas Drogan who leads that rush. Gains the red line and flips it in. Valsic out to stop it. He'll try to clear it himself. Forced out of the zone, poked ahead, and now Catalo's off to the races. Catalo felt the pressure coming back from Rolston and just peels back towards the boards. Knocked it down and taken away by Luskoff. 3-on-2 for Bellmore-Merrick here on the power play. Drop for Drogan. Drogan didn't feel the pressure coming from Schendorf, got a piece of it, and Catazone fires 200 feet.
Strong kill so far for the Friars. We mentioned the potent power play of this Bulldogs team. Had that golden opportunity right off the opening face-off of the man advantage. Since then, though, the Friars not really allowing much of anything, and another clear here.
Like you said, it's been a phenomenal job here from St. Anthony's, shutting down Bellmore-Merrick, not giving them any chance to set up in the offensive zone, as we see a miscommunication and a turnover. And here comes Tommy Azzariti. Azzariti shorthanded, lost it in his skates. Back the other way comes Sean Keane. Keane off the boards for Goldman. Goldman back around the boards to Drogan as Sorrell comes out of the box, and it's 5-on-5 again. Drogan off to the opposite corner. He's going to go make a change. Friars looking to hustle out of the zone. O'Doherty up the boards. Stopped up by Jaden Grillo. To the corner, it's Goldman. Goldman to Grillo. Grillo on a wrist shot. Pad save. Rebound still sitting in the blue paint. Poking at it, Lucci. And we get the whistle.
What a chance that was for the Bulldogs. Just a somewhat harmless point shot. No real traffic in front of Valsic. Well, Lucci parked on the back door. He had a great chance earlier in this game as well, and almost snuck it under Valsic. You saw that rebound laying there in the crease for a moment too before Jordan Valsic could get his arm on it. Bulldogs starting to flip things a little bit, dial up the pressure here in the offensive zone, whereas the first half of the period was a bit more in favor of the Friars.
Bellmore-Merrick have certainly found their game a little bit here in the second half of this period. 3:23 to go. Opening frame, still nothing. Valsic and Braglia doing their jobs extremely well so far. Lucci off the boards to the point. It's Liam Barkas, his wrister. Almost got a piece of it. Valsic sticks it to the boards. Fished ahead to Aspromonte. He'll go through the middle, hits Azzariti. Aspromonte taking the check to make the play. Azzariti poked away, but Sorrell's there. Sorrell fires off the glove of Joey Braglia. Cleared out to neutral ice, and it's in the skates of Cormac Terry. He battles with Pellini. Pellini flips it over him into the zone. Sorrell's there to settle it for St. A's.
Zach Sorrell, what a chance just off the cuff of the glove there. He led the team in goals with 20 throughout the regular seasons. We have a penalty coming up here.
Aspromonte getting called for a slash out in the neutral zone. He knocked the stick out of Nick Drogan's hands away from the puck. And official John Sandos right on top of it. Threw the arm up immediately, and Bellmore-Merrick go back on the power play.
Aspromonte doesn't really agree with that call, but another power play coming up for the Bulldogs. We mentioned how good it's been all season. Didn't have a whole lot going on their first opportunity, but got another one in the dying minutes here of the first period.
It's one back by Luskoff. A crucial face-off win there for the Bulldogs. Now Richardson off to the right side. Drogan settles all the way across for Lucci. He shoots and hits the post. Lucas Lucci let that one fly. Sends it over to Drogan. He gets it back. Lucci, a fake to the middle. Can't get a shot off the skate of Rocca. Drogan swoops across to get it. His chance blocked by Terry, and Rocca on the slap shot clears. 2 minutes to go here in period 1. Long Island High School Hockey Championship game between the Bellmore-Merrick Bulldogs and the St. Anthony's Friars, as Drogan enters the zone offside. Travis Quigley and Brady Campbell here on the call. Johnny Melizia, Wally Mitchell, and Rin Shimano running the cameras for us here today. That's the Rin cam on the bench right now. You get a great look at the Friars. Got the face-off right in front of their bench right now, so Rin will get the shot of that as well. And Bellmore-Merrick possess over the line. Evan Lenz, he's knocked to the ice by Catallo. Puck comes into the stands, and we get another stoppage in play.
Another strong kill so far for the Friars, as you see the lucky fan with the puck out of play. Minute gone, a minute to go on this power play. The good look to start the man advantage, a shot off the outside of the post, but once again, it's been basically that one and done so far on this power play.
And cleared once again by St. Anthony's and James Schendorf. Brady, we've talked about it a couple times here. Friars doing a phenomenal job on this penalty kill of not really giving Bellmore-Merrick a chance to set things up.
Not at all, and this one will just roll in on Valsic. He'll just fire it around the boards. Good job keeping it in this time, but as you said, another clear attempt.
Good job by Keene gloving that down. Can they get right on the attack here? Keene is quickly sandwiched, and Schendorf will clear once again. Final minute in this first period. Goldman's pass taken away by Miklich. The defenseman will stay on the forecheck. A long pass for Keene, bounces right behind him, and O'Doherty whacks it out to center ice. Goldman fakes inside, goes out. He'll shoot, blocker save. 5-on-5 once more. It pops to the point. A wrister blocked by Catallo off the stick of Lenz. He recovers it. Can't get the second one off, knocked down by Miklich. Catallo with 15. A high flip off the skates of Richardson. He'll start to wheel, gains the red line. Puts it off the backboards. 7 to go. O'Doherty just trying to clear. Ends up hitting the official, John Sandow. Centering pass. What a block by Miklich. And the buzzer goes.
Boy, what a break that would have been for Bellmore-Merrick in the dying seconds of the period. The clearing attempt hits the official, and almost a mini 2-on-1 there down low. And a great block in front of the net. And the Friars, despite having the better of the play early on in the period, maybe a bit lucky taking 2 penalties and a couple bad bounces. They could be that much away from trailing in this game.
So after 15 minutes of play, still nothing between St. Anthony's and Bellmore-Merrick. See if we get an update here, Brady, on shot totals at this point as we're into the first intermission. No ice cut here. We get an ice cut after the second period, so between 2 and 3, we'll take the pause and allow you guys to take a pause as well, but not just yet. We're staying live here at Northwell Health Ice Center. Travis Quigley and Brady Campbell on the call here for the Long Island High School Hockey Championship game. You see a look at the Rin Shimano cam right there on the Bellmore-Merrick bench. We've got Johnny Melizia and Wally Mitchell also operating cameras for us here today. Our producer, Rowan Loddick, Kevin Broderick, Anthony Papasadero, and Sam Musnick rounding out the remainder of our LI Sports Network crew. Super happy to be here for this historic game. First Long Island Championship game we've had in over 15 years. And Brady, we're still deadlocked. You're gonna have to stay probably to the final buzzer to find out who's gonna walk away with that crown.
I think that's becoming almost a guarantee at this point. As you said, first Long Island Championship in a decade and a half, and that first period did not disappoint whatsoever. If you're a fan of hockey, you might like a bit more goal scoring, but a tight game going into period number 2. You can't ask for much more.
Look there at Michael Catazzone. He's locked in, ready to go, and period 2 underway. It's the Friars who will control the puck. Red lining in from James Aspromonte. Richardson's there, chips it around Sorrell. Comes to Colin Rolston. Rolston, the OT hero in Game 1 against Long Beach in the NYI HSHL Varsity Championship Series. And it's Rolston driving in wide. Tries to stuff one off the pad of Valsich. Rebound to the corner. Pops to the point. One-time blast. Ended up being a knuckle puck instead from Lenz. And a collision at the circle allows the puck to pop over for Aspromonte. He drives his feet, but has two defenders on him quickly. Plays the body on Lenz. Free puck that Rolston will swoop down to get. Rocca's there, and he whacks it back to Aspromonte. He fans on the pass. Richardson, stick lift, and now he'll spin away from him. Nice move there from the Bulldogs defenseman. And it quickly goes right to left. Lucci enters the zone. Lucci, nice head fake. Now a wrister ramps up a stick and out of play.
Fast-paced start to the second period. A couple great looks, as you mentioned. Rolston already playing hero once this season for Bellmore-Merrick, using his speed through the neutral zone. And we saw that with O'Doherty on the St. Anthony side last period. That seems to kind of be, I don't know, strategy's the word I would use, but that's how a lot of the offense has been created so far, neutral zone play.
Friars win the draw. And Brady, we talked about it a little bit for the Bellmore-Merrick power play and their face-offs a little bit, how maybe you have to make some adjustments. Maybe both sides we could see make some adjustments as this game continues to tick on.
Penalty upcoming, I believe, against the Bulldogs here is one of the Bulldogs. I believe that's Keene, lost his stick and then looked like he went to pick it up and just threw it. Not exactly sure what the call is gonna be, but looks like it's against Keene.
I believe that's actually Liam Barkas.
Can't quite see the number, but I do believe you're right. Keene's still out there. Yep, Barkas. Well, first power play here for the Friars.
Now can the Friars capitalize on the man advantage, or will Bellmore-Merrick continue the success of the penalty kill here today? Going forward off the face-off, shorthanded is Drogan, and he's got a ton of speed. A shorthanded breakaway. Drogan shoots, denied by Valsich. Stuck underneath the pad.
Valsich had no idea where that puck was. Got another look at it. He just wins it forward, as you said, around Catalo, around Terry. Terry stumbles down as well, and he's off to the races. Watch Valsich, though. I think he thinks it goes off to the corner here. That could have been a little dangerous.
You're right. He completely lost sight of where that puck went. And Drogan, you don't see that going forward to the defensive zone too much. Definitely a risky play, but it worked off there, paid dividends. And then the quick burst of speed to get that breakaway. Like you said, Cormac Terry took a stumble, definitely helped him out. But a big save from Jordan Valsich. Power play continues for the Friars. Schendorf off to Sorrell, fought off, and he gets it back. Now finds Sorrell again, the assistant captain on the goal line. Defended tightly by Lenz, gets Schendorf, walks the goal line, and the goal is waved off.
Yeah, the net came off. I believe it was knocked off by Braglia. We'll get another look at it, which obviously has the Friars fans not too happy about the call. A great reversal pass here, backhand down low to Schendorf, and no one really plays him, so he brings it out. And yeah, Braglia doesn't seem to be all that intentional, but as he's trying to push off, does knock it off. Looks like, though, it will stay no goal.
Official John Sandos just going to pop on over to the Friars bench, talk to head coach Robert Lund, and just to explain to him the decision. And you saw in the replay, he was pretty quickly, had the whistle up to the mouth. I think before the shot even really started to go off. We can cycle back and show that, but you see conversation now. Brady, I think that's what most coaches want. They just want an explanation.
Absolutely, especially on one that, would take away a goal, I suppose, although obviously the angle of the net changes, so perhaps it wouldn't have gone in had the net stayed on, but overall, the official made probably the right call, at least in his mind, as he was going to blow it dead.
A minute 13 left on the power play. Catalo's shot sticked away by Braglia. Had to fight through some traffic to get a piece of that one. And it's flipped ahead. Valsic coming way out to play. It would have been an opportunity for Lucci had he not. Thrown all the way down the ice again here by the Bulldogs. So 50 seconds to go, and Cormac Terry will set up behind the net. Moves it for Catalo, and he'll slowly meander his way up the ice. Now gets the feet going. Couple crossovers, and now he has speed. Catalo fires off the glove of Braglia. Drops right at his feet, and he quickly covers. Great wrister there from Catalo.
Another look at it. Anthony Catalo was quite possibly the hero of the Friars throughout their playoff run. Had a hat trick in that semifinal game, as well as the shootout winner against Sachem, and then scored some more big goals, big points against Midtown Hauppauge en route to their Suffolk County Championship. Nearly got the scoring started.
Big stop from Joey Braglia. Bounces over the stick of O'Doherty with 30 seconds left on the penalty to Liam Barkas. Turnover forced. Spinning shot. Big save. Valsic back with Lucci. Can't settle it down. It's Richardson to Lucci. Underneath the goal line. Lucci knocked away. Kept in the zone. Right on net by Polini. Gloved by Valsic. He'll hold for the whistle.
Wow, another dangerous turnover. O'Doherty going back on it, just fumbles it a bit, and Lucci right on him with the pickpocket. O'Doherty really accidentally gave it to him there, and then the quick turn and an aggressive stop from Valsic.
Great opportunity there, shorthanded for Lucci. Both goalies making big saves in the last minute. Barkas comes free from the box. The penalty kill reigns supreme so far. Glove save, Valsic, and he holds on.
Strong kill for the Dogs, and another great look there. And one that Valsic didn't quite know where it was for a split second as it hit off the cuff of his glove and fell between his legs. Bulldogs have almost snuck a couple through him as we get another cool angle there on the Rin cam.
Right of Valsic. Draw one by Schendorf. We've got 11:20 to play. And a big hit right at the goal line. Trying to bat it out of the air was Luskoff after throwing that hit. Sent Terry right to the ice. Terry off the boards for Azaridi, and he'll hit Catazone. Outside in, right to left. Catazone goes just wide. Bulldogs clear all the way down, rolling puck. Makes it for an icing.
Defenseman there, Michael Catazone, taking it almost coast to coast. Got a decent look, but great defense all the way there. The Bulldogs not giving him the golden opportunity that he was seeking out. So got a decent shot away that deflected wide.
Pulled back. Catazone's shot blocked. Drogan got a piece of it with the stick. Carrasco, wraparound try. Doesn't go there for Ryan Leon.
Looks like the net popped off again as well. Of course, pushing post to post there, trying to stop that wraparound. Can't blame him. Joey Braglia. About just over 4 minutes into this period. Which team is going to break through with that all-important opening goal?
Going forward off the faceoff that time was Tyler Marcus. It's pushed to Drogan. He's in. Drogan! And a glove save by Jordan Valsic.
Yeah, no issue seeing that one. Picked it right out of midair with the trapper. Once again, Nick Drogan. Look at the speed. It's not quite a breakaway here, but he just pulls right around Catazone. And from the circle, great stop by Valsic.
Read that one the whole way. The Friars netminder. One to the boards for Keene. Puts it off the glass and a big collision. Cormac Terry sends Tyler Marcus down. Now a wrister from the circle, and Keene ends up hitting Marcus. He's still battling, trying to keep it in the zone, forced out by Aspromonte. Aspromonte settles in the skates, now begins the rush, carries into the zone, leaves it for Schendorf. He floats it at the net, Braglia will hold it.
Physicality is picked up big time here. Cormac Terry, the leader of this Friars team, just saw an opportunity and took it. Perfectly clean hit there, and we'll see as the physicality picks up how this game might change throughout. But so far, still that tight checking game that we expected. It could come down to a goal or two.
From the point, now off the backboards, trying to stuff it home. Sorrell wouldn't go. Looking for Azaridi was Rocca, went underneath his twig. Trying to dangle through was Rolston, stopped up by Budicavoli. In the feet right now of Polini. And forced into the corner. Lucci comes, plays the body on a turning Cevallos. Sorrell's knocked down. Lucci, top of the circle, fires over. Lenz held the zone. Now it's back with Rolston. Rolston walking the line, trying to go 5-hole, save Valsic. Still behind the cage. Pass to the slot, Azaridi there with the stick down defensively. A backhand sauce for Sorrell, trying to put it off the boards for himself. Rode off the puck by Evan Lenz.
That was a great play there by Lenz, playing the man, but playing the man cleanly, and not allowing the Friars to get through.
Azaridi driving into the zone, can't get the shot off. Richardson takes it, but Azaridi almost stick lifted him. Got it up the near side boards for Luskoff. Luskoff fumbles the puck, turnover. Leon trying to get a shot through. Good recovery there from Jordan. Centered at the net off the stick of Richardson. Friars buzzing a little bit here. 8:25 to go in the second period. Stopping it up and sending it back was Luskoff. Through the middle, Lenz, taken by Cevallos. Takes a bump from Lucci. Richardson, this deep pair, been out here for a while for Bellmore-Merrick. Icing waved off. Valsic out of the net to play it, and he'll send it over to Busa. Bisogno receives the pass across to Leon. Redlining in. Lenz first to it. He takes a hard check. Both officials arms up immediately, and a penalty being called here on Nicholas Busa.
Yeah, that time Lenz just had the numbers turn. Busa wasn't trying to catch him at that angle, but at the last moment couldn't pull up and got him right in the numbers, and Lenz now being checked on by the trainers.
And I caught it out of the peripherals, Brady. I saw both officials quickly, arms in the air. It wasn't like it was one and not the other. Both of them threw their arm up. They're calling the captains over, Drogan and Terry, to communicate with them what the decision is going to be. Also trying to get everybody to their benches to allow some space for Evan Lenz.
Lenz now sitting up. Good sign there as the trainers continue to look at him. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what the call is. I didn't quite catch it as Lenz now back to his feet and will skate off the ice here under his own power as well. Obviously a bit of a scary hit, but he'll head back to the bench, and be interesting to see what the call is exactly. It didn't seem super malicious, just kind of wrong place, wrong time, wrong angle type of thing, but we'll see what the officials decide.
And looks like he's getting tossed from the game here. Busa's afternoon is complete. He's off to the locker room, and Bellmore-Merrick are going to have a long power play opportunity here.
Right as we hit the halfway point here of regulation time. It's only right that we hit possibly the turning point as well. A golden opportunity now for the Bulldogs, as you said. They've come close. The 5 minutes now officially up on the board. And so a chance to score at will.
5 in a game misconduct, checking from behind, the call on Nicholas Busa. The penalty kill has reigned supreme so far today for both sides. Can Bellmore-Merrick crack through on the extended man advantage here?
Looks like they ran the 3 seconds off the clock. They'll reset it here for both the game clock and power play. Jordan Valsic has been outstanding so far, especially in the second period. Has been tested a ton, a couple breakaways or partial breakaway. And now he'll have to stand tall here for these next 5 minutes and look for a bit of help as well in front of him.
We've mentioned it a lot. The Friars went on the penalty kill today, have done a very good job taking away the middle of the ice, not really even allowing Bellmore-Merrick to set things up in the offensive zone. Brady, I feel like we've seen mostly these teams breaking the puck out, not really working it around through their offensive sets.
Yeah, not at all. A lot of it has been kind of, as we said before, through the neutral zone, a lot of breakouts, a lot of speed into the attacking end. Not a whole lot of kind of settling down, as we said. A lot of chances that basically come off the rush. I'm sure that'll probably play out a bit more differently now with the power play happening. See if the Bulldogs win this draw here, can settle things down a bit. They do not.
Right of Valsic, and out of the corner, Lucci wins the battle over Terry. Now Bellmore-Merrick can set up. Drogan off to the left side for Lucci. He starts to roll, drops it to Richardson for Drogan now. Drogan, he wants to go left. He'll take a wrist shot that's blocked by a diving Joey Rocca. Up top with Lucci, now for Richardson. He'll move it to Drogan, collects it off the boards. Settles, looking for the option before moving to Lucci. Lucci cuts in, blocked by Rocca, dropping to a knee. Second block shot in about 30 seconds. Left side, that one again off Rocca. Drogan down low off the stick of Rolston. Luskoff in there, battling with Catazone. Rolston trying to dig it out of the skates. He does. Point for Drogan. Settles the rolling puck, hits Richardson. He'll fire a wrist shot that's gloved by Valsic. Held for the whistle. 1 minute and 2 gone on the major penalty to Busa.
Good job by the Bulldogs working it around. Maybe perhaps a bit too much passing, but I guess we haven't seen too many shots on goal, as the Friars have done a great job sacrificing the body throughout a couple blocks. And that one gets through. Another snatch out of midair from Valsic.
Tied up in the circle momentarily. Sorrell dropped down. And now 2-on-2 behind the net of Valsic. Kicked out by Polini. He'll go cross point, Keene. Keene floats it over. Now through the slot, intercepted Sorrell. He clears. Braglia out to leave it for Barkas. Schendorf all over him. Schendorf takes it away. Schendorf battling, tied up with Barkas, and the puck taken. Keene carries up the ice. Friars crowd extremely unhappy that there's no call. Play continues. Dumped down by Sorrell. Schendorf, Barkas on it. Schendorf trying to use the size advantage. Comes up top for Sorrell. He just throws it back down low.
What a shift for Schendorf, heads off. Created a decent look for himself behind the net. Almost drew a penalty and then was able to eat some more clock.
Great play by O'Doherty there as the Bulldogs were coming with numbers. Trying to line up a big hit there was Miklich. Did his job though, knocked Goldman off the puck and cleared by Tommy Azzariti. 5.5 to go here in period 2. 2:40 remaining on the major penalty. Nice move there by Drogan. One hand on the stick, now coming through the middle of the ice, and a wrist shot again is snagged by Valsic.
Half a power play left, and another great save by Valsic. Bulldogs having to do a lot of chasing back to their own end so far on this power play. And on their shots, not really a whole lot of traffic in front of Valsic. When there has been, it hasn't even come remotely close to getting through thus far.
Bulldogs control it. Drogan, left side, Richardson, back for Drogan. They'll run a scissor play up top. Drogan shot blocked. Terry puts it into the Bulldogs bench. We'll stay inside, right of Valsic here. Quick swap of Catallo for Azzariti for St. Anthony's. Aspromonte and Luskoff. And Luskoff wins it to Drogan. Drogan left side is Lucci. He'll stop up. Now it's Richardson. Center point, Richardson, wrister off the backboards. Chopped over the head of Valsic by Rolston. Trying to cycle it up top was Lucci, taken away. Aspromonte, 2-on-2 rush. Aspromonte driving wide on Richardson. Tucking the shoulder, now around the net. Wraparound try, save Braglia. Dug out by Drogan, keeps play moving here. 4.5 to go. Through the middle, Rolston overhandled it. Brought in Lucci offside.
Standing ovation here, or at least an ovation from the Friar faithful, as a strong kill so far. Not over yet, 99 seconds left, but another look short-handed as well. Aspromonte with the around the world wraparound try, and a stop from Braglia. He didn't know where it was as well on that. It was right under his blocker. And we'll see if Bellmore-Merrick, most of this power play gone, can they finally get that important first goal that both teams have been searching for here? Almost 2 periods gone.
Great play by Schendorf on the zone entry by Rolston. Knocked it away and once again clears. As Brady just mentioned, still searching for that ever so important first goal of this game. As Lucci will enter the zone. 1:05 left on the power play. Moves it low off the stick of Rolston. He'll collect behind the net. Overskated it though. Luskoff there to help him. Across to Drogan. Drogan at the net, off a stick, save, and then forced into the corner. Lucci trying to push it high. Richardson racing down, holds the zone. Lucci body positioning over Terry, cuts to the middle. Now Drogan pulls it out, and Drogan scores! Nick Drogan, 1-0 Bulldogs!
Well, it took most of the power play, but they break through. Lucci just a power move here on Terry. Terry defends it nicely, but it just slides right through to the slot there. No one can get a stick on it until it comes to Drogan. For a split second there, I thought it was an acrobatic stop. Valsic got a piece of it, but Drogan, the icebreaker, with just 3:31 left in the second period. Still
should be 40 seconds left.
I was going to say, it looks like they were sorting it out. They took the penalty time down for a second, but yeah, still about 42 or so seconds left of power play time as well.
So a big opening goal here, scored by the captain, Nicholas Drogan. Makes it 1-0 for Bellmore-Merrick, the Nassau County champs in the lead here in the second period. The goal coming on the power play. The 5-minute major called on Nicholas Busa. Keene up the boards to Polini. On the zone entry, finds Vitale. His shot kicked away by Valsic. Goldman out of the corner. Up for Keene, back down low. Polini's there. Polini digs it out. Centering pass. That one's blocked. Another try goes just wide for Amax Vitale.
Friars just trying to survive the rest of this penalty kill. Might have a look here from Cataldo.
Cataldo drives in, shoots around the wall. Miklich pinned up. We return to 5-on-5 hockey. Just the one goal against for St. A's on the 5-minute major. Miklich gets the puck from O'Doherty. Trying to go long. Knocked down by Rolston. Cataldo's there to help it out. Settles a bouncing puck. Trying to skate up the boards. Lost the handle. Goes over top of Pelini, trying to backtrack. Sorrell's there to possess. Nice head fake coming through neutral ice. Sorrell over the line. He'll shoot. It's blocked. Miklich there to hold the zone. Knocked away by Lucci. He'll put it off the wall, and it's Rolston 2-on-1. Rolston goes from left to right, switches spots with Pelini. Now moves it to him. One-timer, stick save, rebound, and he score! On the third time, Colin Rolston buries. It's 2-0. Bellmore-Merrick.
Some more heroics left in the tank of Rolston. What a sequence this is. Chaotic in the crease. Feeds it across, the quick one-timer. Another incredible save. How about the second one too? But just Valsic unable to get back in positioning. Rolston all over it.
And that's Colin Rolston. He scored that goal for two reasons. He didn't do a flyby, make the pass, and go around the net. He stopped up, and then he won the body position battle over Brody O'Doherty, which allowed him to get those two extra whacks in, which saw the puck go over the line, and his team now is up by 2. Right on goal, Rocca came in and stopped just in front of Braglia. Didn't give him the snow shower, but the Bulldogs still didn't appreciate that.
Tension's gonna start to run high a bit now. Late second period, 2 goals from the Bulldogs. When it was looking like they might come out of that power play empty, they get one and get one right after. And of course the frustration could start to boil a bit here for the Friars the later we get into this hockey game.
Yeah, Brady, that was 2 goals in about a minute and a half as Rolston dumps the puck in. Terry ahead to Aspromonte. Aspromonte kicks it forward, took a check from Rolston. Catazone jumps it, and now Rocca lost the handle of the puck. 2-on-1, Bellmore-Merrick again. It's Lucci with Vitale, and that one's blocked.
That time Lucci did do a little bit of a flyby there, otherwise it would have popped right back on to his stick perhaps for another chance.
Dumped in, and Terry around the boards coming off the bench. First to it, Tyler Marcus. He'll send it back around. Here's Cormac Terry now. James Schendorf gets the pass. Trying to make the dangle move around Barkas, was slowed up. A long pass. Lenz trying to hit Drogan over his tape, and icing called. 47 ticks to go in the second period.
Drogan's had himself a game in this second period alone. Breakaway, partial breakaway, goal, nearly had another breakaway there, just couldn't flag it out of the air.
Left of Joey Braglia. Bellmore-Merrick control the faceoff. Cleared all the way down. Puck rolling up on edge and just makes it over the line. Icing called one more time here on the Bulldogs. Friars definitely going to want to get something before the end of this period.
Yeah, crucial 36.7 here as the Bulldogs now running around a little bit in their own end, guilty of a couple icings. Tired group out there right now.
One back to Cataldo. Trying to snap it at the net, goes well wide. Trying to pull it off the boards, it's Drogan, and now he's off to the races once more. Joining him is Marcus, he has to stop up. Drogan cuts middle, trying to fish it around Leon, couldn't get it. And now 12 seconds to go. Bisogno across, Cataldo off his backhand through the legs of Catazone. Drogan enters with 5, puts it cross corner. One last chance here, backhanded at the cage, and a pad stop for Valsic. 30 minutes down, 15 to go, and it's the Nassau County champs who have a 2-0 lead. Bellmore-Merrick off goals from Nicholas Drogan and Colin Rolston lead the St. Anthony's Friars.
That's what we were talking about. That 5-minute penalty could be the turning point, ends up likely being the turning point in this hockey game. Disappointing for the Friars that they almost got through it. But Nick Drogan, the captain, huge goal to get things started. And then for good measure, Colin Rolston doing his best heroics once again. And still 15 minutes left, only a 2-goal game, perhaps the most dangerous lead in hockey. But it should be a fun 15 for sure.
And as both sides head to the locker room, Brady, what do you think the message has to be? We'll start with the Friars. What do you think the message has to be for them? Trailing after 2 periods, but like you mentioned, 2-goal lead, most dangerous lead in hockey is the old Forsaken Tale. What do you think St. Anthony's has to do to reset themselves during this intermission and come back out to deliver a strong third period?
Well, I think part of the message from the coaching staff has to be that, they've been in a position kind of like this before. They were trailing against Sachem. That crazy game went to a shootout. Otherwise, we wouldn't be talking about them in this game right now. They had the 1-0 series lead on Smithtown Hotbog. That got forced to a Game 3, so they've been in some very tough spots before. I think that's definitely got to be the overall message. They haven't played a bad game by any stretch. Really, that penalty has kind of put them behind the 8 ball a bit. It was a pretty even hockey game up until that point. I think they just got to keep their heads up and go to work. On the other side, Bellmore-Merrick, it's kind of the opposite. Obviously, tension's running high. You got the 2-0 lead. You can't get too high about yourself. Still 15 minutes to go against a very good hockey team. But overall, you got to be amped up. They played a solid game so far.
Couldn't have said it better. Brady Campbell joining myself, Travis Quigley on the call for this Long Island High School Hockey Championship game. Bellmore-Merrick with a 2-0 lead over the St. Anthony's Friars. Zamboni is just backed up onto the ice. He'll start doing his laps now. We'll take a quick pause. You do the same. We'll return in about 13 and change with the third period of play between the Bulldogs and the Friars right here on the LI Sports Network. coming back live at the Northwell Health Ice Center. 2-0 lead for the Bellmore-Merrick Bulldogs over the St. Anthony's Friars. Get a look there, the Rin Shimano cam showing the handshake from Rolston and Drogan as they enter the ice. They're the two goal scorers here in this contest. Friars need a big third period to try to win this Long Island Championship game. Right now it's in favor of Bellmore-Merrick. Travis Quigley and Brady Campbell here on the call. Brady, it's been an exciting 30. I think we got to buckle up for this last 15.
Oh yeah, this game is far from over. Of course, the turning point really of the game so far of that second period, the 5-minute power play for the Bulldogs, nearly came away empty, but with about 42 seconds left on it, the captain, Nick Drogan, breaks through, and just about 90 seconds or so later, it was Rolston who got the insurance goal, but this has been a tight game throughout. It'll be a tight final 15 minutes, and it will be a fun one for sure to close out the Long Island high school season.
As both sides head to their respective benches now, final instructions from head coach of the Friars, Robert Lund, and Pat Braglia, the head coach of the Bellmore-Merrick Bulldogs. One of these teams will get their second crown of the season. Who will it be? Both sides banging on the wall. We'll meet at the red line. 15 up on the board. Puck down, third period underway. St. Anthony's possess. And I'm sure they're going to be looking to get some offense going early here as it's ahead for Aspromonte. He backhands it deep. Richardson first on it, sends it around the weak side. Polini stops up in front of the bench. Couldn't get it past Catazone. Dumps back in. Lenz D-to-D for Richardson. Goes right back to him. Schendorf takes it away, hits Sorrell. Sorrell down low through the legs of Aspromonte. He's still battling for it. Lucci circles back. He'll go to Lenz. It's Lenz up ahead. Rolston, backhand chop, stopped up off the skate of Terry.
Of course, still about 14 minutes left here, but as the period wears on, going to see a lot more aggression from this St. Anthony's team. Their defense a bit more involved, a bit more risky plays overall.
An icing called there. And Brady, I think this is always important. These teams aren't used to this. Some of these guys, they might play up at the junior hockey level, but for the most part, when they're playing at in these high school games, they're not used to an ice cut. They're used to playing their 3 15-minute periods right in a row. They don't get that 15, 20-minute break for the ZAM to come on. So it's always interesting coming back out of those intermissions, seeing how the teams respond. Drogan again in the defensive zone, going forward off a face-off. Diving back was Miklich. Great play with the stick there from the Friars defenseman. Hard up the boards to Azzariti, touches it to Catallo. Catallo outside in, trying to get back out, and he loses it. Keene, poke check by O'Doherty. Nice play at the red line, got the angle right there. Azzariti leaves it to Catallo. He'll walk and shoot. He scores! And the Friars are on the board. The playoff hero, Anthony Catallo.
Well, you felt it was only a matter of time for the Friars, and in all likelihood, number 67 in white. Collision just inside the blue line. He takes it. Bit too much room for, I'm sure, the liking of the Bulldogs coaching staff for Anthony Catallo, and he wires it glove side. Huge goal. Buckle up here for the final 13 and a half.
And Braglia tried to get out to challenge that, take the angle away. A lot of heat on the wrister from Catallo, and it's a 2-1 hockey game. A big early third period goal for St. Anthony's. Comes back in deep. Catallo will be first to it, pressured by Goldman. Gets it up the wall for Rocca. Rocca not out. It's Goldman curling to the net. He fires off a stick over the head of Valsic. Net knocked off. We get a whistle.
So the Friars can exhale just a little bit as they finally get on the board, break the shutout, get back to within one. Exactly the start they were hoping for here in this third period. Well, can't take their foot off the pedal here, cannot afford to. Still trailing by one.
O'Doherty pinned up against the boards. Becomes a 2-on-2 battle. And it's dug out by Leon. Puts it off the boards and out to center ice. Quick up by Lenz. Nobody home. Miklich will have plenty of time and space. Using the glass. Up for Bisogno. Lenz pinched up on him quickly and sends it back deep. Valsic will stop it behind the cage. Miklich there off the boards for O'Doherty, who's going to slow things down. O'Doherty for Miklich, up for Bisogno. Bouncing puck. Carrasco across, couldn't get a piece of it. Pushed ahead to Rolston. Rolston enters. Slides a pass through the middle of the ice. Almost took it away from O'Doherty in the slot there. O'Doherty past Lucci. Carrasco, poked by Richardson. He'll curl back. Now cycles to Bisogno. Beyond his reach, Lenz is there. Backhander glove down by Cevallos, but forced out by Rolston. He's coming with speed. Colin Rolston shoots one. Valsic save. Lucci gets the rebound. Takes it in behind the net. Lucci on a cycle to Rolston. Trying to glove it down. Budicavoli. Nice play there. Hits Cevallos. Cevallos will skate it out. Throws it in deep. Raglio will leave it for Barkas. Barkas battling with Sorrell. Almost took it there. Looking for Drogan. Got a piece of it. Kept in the zone. Backtracking was Aspromonte. Good head fake. And here comes Lucas Lucci. Hits Drogan. Drogan turns and fires, and a glove save from Valsic.
Boy, can number 4 in red snap it. Another look for Drogan, and really from anywhere on the ice, it's a good look for Nick Drogan. A good shot, but the glove hand of Jordan Valsic has been very busy today, and another good save for him. They're going to need him to do his part. Not that he hasn't been. He's been great, but they're going to need him to stand tall when needed in these final 11 minutes.
Catallo comes in to help the centerman Rocca out. Gets the puck out and fires it in. Rocca in there playing the body on Grillo. A breakout through the middle. Poked away from Drogan. Azariti collects. He'll shoot it. Braglia will make the save and cover the puck up.
On the other end, we've been talking a lot about Valsic and Braglia. 16 games played overall for Braglia this season. He was 11-1-0 throughout the regular season, a big part in leading this team to the promised land, or at least close to it here in the Long Island Championship.
Rogan had it knifed away from him. And Lenz looking to rush ahead. Poke checked. Catallo spins, lost the puck. Keane off the boards, kept him with the skate. Nice play there from Cormac Terry. Second try and the Bulldogs clear. Dumped in, Braglia couldn't stop it. Richardson curling back. A high flip over a couple of heads, looking to send Max Vitale on a break. To the middle, Drogan, one-timer off the heel of the twig. Sorrell collects the biscuit, carries around the net, and now through neutral ice, the dump in, glove down, and Richardson sends it quickly once again ahead for Goldman. Taken by Schendorf, he jumped it. Now it's Catallo cutting wide. Catallo shoots it, put it over the net. Miklich there to hold the zone. He tries to walk to the cage, just forced away from him. Goldman red line right on net of Valsic. He'll backhand it to O'Doherty, who fires it hard around weak side. Goldman's first to it, save Valsic. Spun back out front by Luskoff, again off the skate of Jordan Valsic. Schendorf, a high backhander off the glove of Aspromonte. He's solo right now, defended by 2. He'll leave it for Schendorf, who joins him. Schendorf shakes off a check, sauces one across the ice to Miklich. Getting there first was Barkas. Rolston will clear the zone. Friars must tag. Miklich on the hinge back to O'Doherty. 8:50 to go. Touch pass, Aspromonte is intercepted by Lucci. The right shot forward, cuts into the middle, and he's knocked to the ice. 3-on-2 opportunity if the Friars hurry. It's outside with Sorrell. Sorrell loses the puck, recovers it, pops up top to O'Doherty. He shoots it just over the glove of Braglia. Friars gonna try to keep some pucks down here. We're going high a lot on their last few attempts, as that one sent all the way down, icing called on Bellmore-Merrick.
Well, the bounce, that was right out to O'Doherty, and that's one where it's a bit of traffic in front, but you'd like to, if you're St. Anthony's, have to hit the net here with just 8:20 remaining. If not, score, create some chaos, force Braglia to make these saves. After the icing, they'll have an offensive zone face-off.
We get some time added back on here. I think we lost a second or two. New center in for each side. It's going to be Rocca and Polini. Rocca wins it. Budicavoli off the boards. Lucci stops it. A high flip through the middle, gloved down by Rolston. Outside to Lucci. Lucci looking back post, nobody there. Rolston off the wall. One-timer deflected. Polini got a good piece of it. Ended up skipping wide. Rolston to the corner. It's Lucci. Keeps rolling. Now a saucer pass for Richardson. Shoots it. Valsic glove save. Takes another whistle.
We played about half a third period here. Of course, the lone goal coming from the Friars have made the second half of the period, as expected, right down to the wire. Pretty even overall frame, though, so far. It's getting close to that time for St. Anthony's, where they'll have to take a few more risks.
Bellmore-Merrick, who win the ozone draw. Cormac Terry will jump it and get it right to Aspromonte. Wide to Sorrell. He shoots safe. Rebound still there in the slot. Pushed off to the half wall. Schendorf down low. Save Braglia, then he'll glove it and cover. 7:25 left in the third period. Long Island High School Hockey Championship game between Bellmore-Merrick and St. Anthony's, live on the LI Sports Network. Want to thank you all so much at home for tuning in to today's broadcast. Great attendance here in the building, supporting each side. Schendorf centering feed, nobody there in the slot. Puck comes to Drogan and he'll carry. Drogan, toe drag was foiled. Came behind Schendorf. This will allow Jaden Grillo to slow it down, but it's intercepted by Schendorf just ahead of Sorrell with the pass. Catazone holds the zone. His shot's blocked. Back with Sorrell, bouncing puck. Couldn't get it to settle, and Drogan will take it away. Drogan, end of his shift, will throw it in deep and go for a line change. Terry now with space to lead the breakout. Pushed into the zone, a little bit of a miscommunication there between the Friars. It's back with Bellmore-Merrick. Luskoff hits Grillo, and he's got space to enter the zone. Grillo, snapshot blocked. Trying to get his own rebound, blew a tire, going to pick it up. Stays with it though, trying to wrap it. It gets blocked again, that time by Catazone. 6:15 remaining, third period of play. Played into the middle off the stick of Luskoff there, but he beats Catazone to the puck. Rocca hunting it down. Gets it to Catazone. Moves it for Azzariti. Tommy Azzariti driving wide. Azzariti cuts middle, can't get a shot off. Catalo's there, scoops the puck, and it's forced out of the zone by Luskoff. Friars must tag. Catalo circles back to get space. Pressured immediately by 3 Bulldogs, so just has to throw it in deep. 5.5 minutes remaining. Lenz looking to get forward. Came together with Miklich. Now Goldman. His chip in, knocked down by Schendorf. Schendorf enters, a poke check right at the line by Richardson. Catalo takes it away. Curls, enters, knocked off his stick by Lenz. Now Rolston, 2 blocks in a row, off to the races with Catalo. Catalo will beat him to the puck. Final 5 here in regulation between the Bulldogs and the Friars, as we inch closer to crowning a Long Island High School hockey champion. These 2 respective sides won their county titles. And it's Bellmore-Merrick with a 2-1 lead right now. St. A's looking to tie this thing up as O'Doherty carries it into the zone. Puts it off the outside of the net. Azzariti's there, cycles it back to where it just came from. Backhanded way out of the zone. Rolston's there at the far blue line to collect. He'll put it deep. And there's 2 Bulldogs in on the forecheck. No Friars back. Puck almost held in by Richardson. Linesman Christy Angelis right on top of the play. Deemed that it came outside the zone, offside called.
And perhaps a massive break for the Friars there. As you mentioned, 2 players in on the forecheck, as it was basically a 2-on-1 collision here right at the near side blue line. And if that puck was held in, it could have been a 2-3-on-0 potentially down low.
Catazone has to bring it back behind the net. Makes a DDD pass for Terry. Terry off to Sorrell off his backhand turnover. Pass to Drogan. He fires right pad save by Valsic. First time we've seen Drogan go for the blocker. And Valsic shutting the door. Chipped out to neutralize for Drogan. Sent back in by Catazone. He'll settle at the red line one more time. Cuts middle. Catazone. Another fake. Can't get a shot through. Still hunting it down. Barkis is there. Put into the corner. Walking out, Aspromonte pokes it up top for Terry. Touched across to Schendorf. He'll shoot it off the glove of Braglia. Aspromonte, rolling puck. Glove down, Terry fires a bit too high. 3:15 remaining. We'll keep our eye on Valsic. Sorrell, one-time try, save made, rebound, another one, it's still free. Who's gonna dig it out? The puck's still loose. Outside the blue paint, Drogan backhands it out of the zone, the net came off.
Looks like perhaps penalty coming out of this. Ref heading over to the box. Looks like against the Bulldogs here, looks like we might have a St. Anthony's power play.
We are going to have a St. Anthony's power play. I don't know what the call was. I missed the signal.
Looks like maybe looked at least close to what a too many men signal would be, but obviously the play was happening down low near the crease when the net got knocked off. So I'm not exactly sure. Either way, for now, Valsic in his goal, but just 3:02 left, and this is the opportunity.
A power play for the Friars. 2-1 hockey game. 3:02 to go, and it's kicked back to Catalo. He's going to try to walk middle, takes a shot. It's blocked down in front and cleared to the corner by Polini. Taken by Sorrell. He'll hit Schendorf. Schendorf stops up. Back for Sorrell. And indeed, that was the call. Too many on the ice against the Bulldogs. It's Schendorf in behind, trying to go for the Michigan, and they score! Joey Rocca bats it home. This game is tied up at 2.
Buckle your seatbelts, get your popcorn ready for the final 2.5. The power play comes through for the Friars. Schendorf, very skilled individual, perhaps the Michigan, nope. But look at that too, the presence of mind. He's losing the handle and he actually bats it just in front, hoping to get it to a teammate. It goes right to Rocca, who knocks it home, and we are tied.
Joey Rocca ties it up with 2:33 remaining here in regulation. Friars enter offside. Came into this third period, it was a 2-0 lead for the Bellmore-Merrick Bulldogs. The Friars scored an early one to get things going, set momentum in their favor, and then the late too many men on the ice penalty allows the Friars to cash in on the power play. Joey Rocca making it 2-2. Will we find a winner before regulation ends? Catallo trying to get it off the wall to Azaridi. Pushed ahead by Lenz. Terry, D-to-D pass. It's Catazone up the boards. Takes a check while firing it in deep. It comes back to Terry. Catazone in front of his own bench. Lost the handle. Polini chops it into the zone. Azaridi recovering.
That was
Friars.
close.
They almost just got caught with too many men on the ice. Like Brady said, that was very, very close. Here comes Lucci with it. Lucci over the line, cutting wide, dipping the right shoulder, backhand pass to the front. Polini's there, just misses. Catallo up the boards looking for Azaridi, missed his tape. D-to-D pass, Lenz to Richardson, he gains the line. Valsic out to stop it up. Plays it to O'Doherty, a touch pass middle to Schendorf. Schendorf carries out. It's James Schendorf trying to cut middle. It's forced beneath the goal line. Azaridi there to scoop it. He'll turn and fire, and Braglia swallows it up.
And we're at that point in the game. Not a bad idea. We're just throwing it at the net. Tie game. Basically overtime at this point, despite still having 1:07 left. The next goal could very well be the winner at this point. And you never know how a lucky bounce can find its way into the net.
Schendorf behind, backhand try, missing there. Aspromonte, net came off. Right of Braglia, final minute to go in regulation. It popped right to him, and he pushes it to the corner. Cleared out of the zone, stopped at the red by Terry. D-to-D to O'Doherty. He'll send it up and redirect it in by Schendorf. Richardson trying to curl away from Sorrell. Sorrell there battling for it, trying to take it away. He's knocked to the ice by Keene. Picked up by Aspromonte to the point. O'Doherty shot, stick save. Joey Braglia. 25 seconds left, and here comes Nick Drogan. Drogan driving wide, behind the back pass, nobody home.
Looked like the shaft of the stick from Braglia. Not sure if he fully saw that. Dangerous chance for the Friars.
10 seconds left. Lenz punched out by Valsic. 3 seconds to go. Out through the middle, off the glass to the neutral ice. Buzzer sounds. This Long Island Championship game is going to overtime.
Well, we said it at the beginning. We knew it would come right down to basically the final seconds, if not beyond that. And it will indeed be beyond that. And what a hockey game. Scoreless through a little over half of it. A 2-0 lead for the Bulldogs. We said, of course, at the beginning of the period as well, stick around because this Friars team is very stingy. The message in the locker room, they've been in this position before, and lo and behold, it took almost the whole period, but they were able to get it tied up.
We just keep it rolling here. 15 minutes back up on the clock. We'll stay at 5-on-5 for overtime to crown a Long Island champion. Brady, what's it going to take to get the winner here?
As I kind of said it towards the end of the period after the tying goal, I mean, I think you never know with the bounces. Any chance you get to throw towards the goal, you take it. Obviously, at this point, we'll see if the referees, how much they perhaps maybe let them get away with. Let them, of course, decide it themselves. We've had a major in this game. We had the too many men that led to the tying goal in this game. So we shall see. Well, any chance these guys get to end it. Everyone wants to be the hero. In the end, though, got to be smart as well. Very sound defensively. Don't want to give up anything easy.
There's absolutely going to be one guy in this building that's putting their head on the pillow tonight as the hero. Who will it be? Bellmore-Merrick, St. Anthony's tied up at 2. Overtime set to begin as we look to crown a Long Island High School hockey champion. OT begins. Free hockey here at the Northwell Health Ice Center. Lucci enters the zone with the puck. He shoots. Blocker save by Valsic. Backhand clearing attempt from Azzariti taken by Lucci. He'll stop up and puts it to the boards for himself. A toe drag Lucci. Centering pass off the skates of Azzariti. Terry takes it and fires it 200 feet. Icing called 27 seconds in to this fourth period of hockey.
Yeah, dangerous centering pass. Only Friars there, and Terry just trying to get it out of harm's way. We'll have to settle for the defensive zone faceoff, though. A good opening half minute, I should say, for the Bulldogs here. A couple looks towards the goal.
In the circle, and it's kicked back. Terry around the wall to cut his zone. Gets a good chop at it, but Richardson will hold it. His glove down, taken back by Lucci between the red and the blue. Looking to create some space. Lucci cuts to the middle of the ice. He'll shoot friendly fire right off the backside of Polini. He gets it in the corner. Now up top, it's Richardson. He shoots, glove save, Valsic.
Some great puck movement here by the Dogs, and a pretty good look from the high slot, but as he said, some friendly fire. Who knows, that could have been the winner perhaps on really the best spot of the ice you could ask for to take a shot from. But the Bulldogs coming out with their legs here to start overtime.
One into the slot, and Catallo will quickly clear. Foot race won there by Grillo. Had Azzariti all over him. Miklich enters, but he's offside. Rolling puck down the sheet. Azzariti will collect it. Azzariti behind the net. Slowing things down, has Keene on him. Looking for Catallo, went under his stick and comes all the way down. Icing called on St. Anthony's once again here in overtime.
St. A's running around a little bit here in their own end, guilty of a couple icings. The team that seemingly gained all the momentum, that basically goes out the window in overtime. Next goal wins, but the Bulldogs have certainly taken exception to start the extra frame.
Friars look to get out of their D zone off the stick of Catallo. Barkius going to look to skate now. On the backhand, glove down O'Doherty. He hits Azzariti on a pass, who flips it down the sheet. Icing waved off. Sent around. Catallo will take it. Still possessing Catallo. Trying to work away from the pressure. Spins and shoots. Hits a body and forced ahead to Tyler Marcus. Drogan on the ice now. Will circle back and slow it down. Couple crossovers. He has some speed. Enters. Drogan. Snapshot just wide. Rolston off the bench collects. He shoots it. Ends up going cross corner. Catallo settles it down. Moves it ahead, kicked into the zone by Rocca. Bellmore-Merrick with possession again. Pass doesn't find a home. Catallo enters, he fires, pops in the air, gloved out of the crease by Richardson. What a defensive play there. Might have just saved this game.
Well, until the goal is scored, as of right now, Brandon Richardson, the hero for Bellmore-Merrick. Incredible shot again from Catallo. And getting a piece of it, Braglia, but propped up straight in the air. Looks like maybe behind him, at least somewhere in the crease. And Richardson to the rescue.
Comes up top, Miklic overskates it, and Lucci off on a one-on-one with O'Doherty, trying to slow it down, could become a 3-on-2. Lucci shoots it, and Valsic keeps the door closed here in OT.
Another good save for Valsic. Also moments ago, Nicholas Drogan nearly had his second of the game, and what a highlight reel championship winner that would have been. Just tipping the shoulder, getting it back to the forehand in tight, and just shoveling it wide. Dogs have come out here with plenty of chances to start it. As we said, only takes one, nearly only took one for the Friars moments ago.
Drogan goes forward off the draw. He's done that a couple times successfully here today. Now he cuts middle, passes it over. A wrist shot from Lenz, pops up off the pad of Valsic. Poked away by Terry to Catallo. Saucer pass ahead to Rocca. Drops it through his skates. Rocca, the reason why we're in overtime. Scored the tying goal late in regulation on the power play. 2-on-2 battle right in front of the New York Islanders girls hockey sign. More bodies pop through. Now it comes to Azaridi. A backhand try, just misses. It's kicked out for Drogan. Drogan gonna skate, has Keene and Goldman joining. One-handed dangle forced off his stick. And now Azaridi curls up ice. Tommy Azaridi, a poke check by Richardson, trying to stay tight to him. Looking for Catazone, it's forced out to the red line. Catallo slows it down. Azaridi's pass didn't get back to Catallo. He'll now hinge it for Terry. Terry for Schendorf. Schendorf flips it in deep. Friars trying to make a line change here. Reverse to Lucci. Taken away, Catallo. Drop pass, Sorrell, one-timer, save. Rebound to Schendorf. He shoots, and another stop by Joey Braglia.
I believe that was Keene that got a stick on that last Schendorf shot. Made it an easier save. Perhaps not, but it fluttered in a bit softer on Braglia. Well, it's Zach Sorrell. He's been overall relatively quiet in this game for the guy that led the team in goals throughout the season, but another great look there, and Braglia, big save.
Bellmore-Merrick now trying to clear. Kept in by O'Doherty. Schendorf looking for Aspromonte. Didn't get the stick down in time. Grillo out to neutral ice. Luskov catches up to it. Comes together with Miklic. Now it's taken by Lucci. Lucci toe drag, shoots it wide. Off the backboards, Valsic lost it. Friars trying to clear. Taken by Rolston. He cycles it, comes together with Miklic. Now with Lucci. Lucci for Luskov. No shot, Valsic covers. Rolston laboring after taking that check against the boards.
Big hit delivered on Rolston. Was very slow to get up, struggled to get back to his feet. Now huddled over on the bench. And he'll be checked on. Bellmore-Merrick, if they want to take home this championship, would definitely like to have him out on the ice. He'll sit for at least this shift here. 9:40 to go in overtime, approaching the halfway point of the frame. Still looking for our winner.
And it's pulled back by Rocca. Rocca takes a check from Lucci, but he's still able to make the play up the boards. Azaridi to Catallo. Catallo enters the zone. He'll fire, glove save Braglia, and he holds on to it. 9:24, first overtime period here between the Bulldogs and the Friars. The Nassau County champ and the Suffolk County champ doing battle. And our first time out of the game called by the Friars. And honestly, the timing on that was pretty incredible, Brady, because I was actually just going to ask you, both teams have yet to use their timeout. Do you think there's a point where one of them will? And before I can even say it to you, Coach Lund of the Friars uses his.
And I completely even forgot about timeouts in general, because you would think in this, type of game, these stakes, the way regulation played out down to the wire, and even the start of overtime, it took this long to finally even get one. But the Friars probably slightly on their heels, more so in this overtime period than the Bulldogs, using their timeout to get things settled. They also do have an offensive zone faceoff coming up, and you see there the coaches with the whiteboard. Looks like they're drawing something up.
Yeah, both staffs trying to bring something together here. For Bellmore-Merrick, a defensive zone draw. For the Friars, an O-zone draw. As Brady mentioned, the boards were out on both benches as Coach Lund and Coach Braglia tried to draw up the right play. .9:24 here in OT. Long Island High School Hockey Championship game. Your Suffolk County champions, the St. Anthony's Friars. Your Nassau County champions, the Bellmore-Merrick Bulldogs. And it was won by Lucci, around the boards by Richardson, chopped out of the zone by Colin Rolston. Terry will settle, moves it D to D for O'Doherty, and then right back to Cormack. The Friars captain, a couple of head fakes before dishing to Schendorf. He's up at the blue line and will have to throw it in deep. Rocca first to it. His pass knocked down by Lenz. Lenz up the wall. Polini out with it. Puts the pass behind Rolston, off to stop up, and then dumps it in. Valsic leaves it for Terry. Terry to Rocca. Rocca up to Schendorf. Schendorf trying to make a move inside. Forced off to the corner by Lenz. Now Lucci. Kept by Terry. A shot on goal, and it's gloved by Braglia. Definitely took a deflection on the way in.
Yeah, it's a pretty high shot. Not sure what it hit. Had it hit a stick, could have been a bit of a controversial goal there had it gone in, but Braglia all over it.
One back to Terry. His wrist shot, save. Rebound pushed to the corner by Richardson. Backhander is cleared. Comes back to Zach Sorrell. Now O'Doherty returns the puck to Sorrell. He'll dump it in and go off to get it. Richardson first to it. Hard around the wall, back to neutral ice. Terry looking for Bisogno, just beyond him. Lenz hits Goldman. Goldman on a poke, couldn't get it across to Keene. Now back in Bisogno. His pass off the skate of Richardson. Sends it around for Goldman. Goldman up the boards and again out to center ice. Doherty for Terry. Terry dumps it in. Sorrell off for a line change, as well as Bisogno. Schendorf and Catallo come on for the Friars. Again at center ice. Terry decides, I'm going to call my own number here and carry into the zone. Out to the slot for Azzariti. It's broken up. Keene to Drogan. Drogan wide on O'Doherty. Tucks the shoulder. Backhander off the pad of Valsic. Half of overtime gone. Now 7 minutes to go. Touch back to Catallo. He shoots. Went wide. A stick lift by Lucci. Sees the puck come all the way down. And O'Doherty will collect at the hash marks. Hits Schendorf. Schendorf ahead. Aspromonte drags and shoots. Blocker save by Braglia. Richardson to Rolston. Rolston off the wall and out. And Lucci chips it through the middle, just beyond his reach though, as Terry off the bench got there first. Lucci looking for a break. Schendorf back in. Pass hits a skate. One more to the slot. Polini there with the stick down, and he'll hit Rolston. Rolston trying to fly with some speed, pokes it past Catazone. Catazone's there, they come together as Michael Catazone gets it to Terry.
Good to see Rolston back out there. Pretty short shift though, and you could kind of see him still laboring just a bit.
Catallo in, fires off the blocker of Braglia, tries to punch it behind, then off the side of the net. Great opportunity there for St. Anthony's. Drogan tied up on the wall with Catazone. Bulldogs clear, and now a 2-on-1 chance. Lucci with Polini, pass blocked by O'Doherty. Lucci recovers his backhander. Nobody on that back post as Polini came across to help it. Great opportunity there, going wayside. Catallo in, his shot off the stick of Barkas. Barkas up the wall, taken by Rocca. Sorrell couldn't settle it down. And now Sean Keane, 3-on-2. Keane out wide, a drop pass to Drogan. He'll send it to the goal line. For Keane in front through his legs. Miklich flips it out, Catallo gloves it down. 5:10 remaining in OT. Through the middle of the ice, Drogan enters, beats one. He shoots, save Valsic. Had the stick down in time. Barkas starts to skate. He beats Azariti, cuts into the zone. Barkas lost the handle, was looking for Goldman. Now he'll shoot it, stopped up in front by Catazone. Goldman there though to take it back. Chase Goldman to the point, Barkas, bouncing puck, goes back door, Lucci couldn't get a piece. Lucci possessing. Lucci to Goldman, shovel shot save, rebound, another save, puck still free. Under the pad of Valsic, and we get the whistle.
Wow, that close. A couple for Bellmore-Merrick. Just able to chip it through to the front. Goldman, right pad save, and then holding his ground with the left pad, Valsic. And then chaos ensues. The puck was never quite covered, but obviously just bodies upon bodies there in the crease. The ref blowing it dead as he lost sight of it. And now we're getting into the final stages here of this overtime period. Both teams trying to catch a breather. Looks like the Bulldogs may be stalling for a bit of time. Will they use their timeout?
I think they were in the midst of trying to make a line change, and the official said it was too late. So I think that's the confusion there, just trying to get the right guys back out onto the ice here. Two-two game, 4:25 remaining. Overtime of the Long Island High School Hockey Championship game between the Friars and Bulldogs. Who's gonna score the winner? Sorrell cutting wide. Zach Sorrell, centering pass, blocked by Richardson. Around to Rolston, middle for Lucci. Lucas Lucci enters and drops for Rolston. Across, it's Lenz, lost it in his skates. Kept in by Richardson. Terry's first to it, gets it across for Schendorf. 2-on-2, Schendorf cuts middle. Schendorf fires, diving, blocking, forcing it out of play for Bellmore-Merrick was Brandon Richardson.
That's twice now. James Schendorf, we talked about the wicked snapper he's got. He cuts towards that right circle. Not a guaranteed goal by any stretch, but would have been the best looks of overtime. And Richardson, full Superman dive, gets his stick on it. Not even putting that thought into our heads here. Two potential game-saving plays from number 5 in red.
3:54 in overtime. One back by Lucci. Catazone holds the zone. Lucci trying to skate out from a knee, looking to make a pass to Rolston. Did not get to him. Terry's back, no icing. Aspromonte tries to leave it for Catazone. Didn't get a good piece of it. And now it's jumped by Rolston. Rolston in, has numbers with him. Rolston to Lucci. Lucci shoots. What a save! Jordan Valsic with the blocker. Incredible!
Just got a piece of it with the blocker.
Catallo in wide now, forced away by Richardson. He'll go off the boards. Lucci scoops, 2-on-2. Lucas Lucci in, driving wide on Terry, curls back. Tries to drop it back to Richardson. Catallo's there and steals it. 2-on-1 the other way. Catallo doesn't get it to Schendorf. Lucci for Rolston. Numbers for Bellmore-Merrick. Rolston fires. Save Valsic. Rebound pushed aside by Terry. Kept in by Drogan off the bench. Forced out by O'Doherty. Fatigue certainly starting to set in for these players with 2.5 left in the first OT. Valsic all the way around, hits Catallo. Pass knocked down, Drogan gloves it. Barkas to Drogan, and he gets the wheels turning. Nick Drogan over the line on his backhand. Gets it on the forehand now. Drogan behind the net. Trying to find an outlet, cycles for Keene. Rolling puck, settles it. One more cycle play. It's Goldman around low. Keene gets there first. For Drogan, head fake. O'Doherty defends tightly. Nice play there from the Friars D-man. Aspromonte just eating this one up against the wall till it's poked free for Sorrell. Sorrell off to the races. Drops it to Catallo, goes through his skates, and Drogan curls up ice. O'Doherty cuts him off. And the Friars just got caught with 6 skaters out there. Too many men on the ice. And with 1:30 to go in overtime, the Golden Goose, Bellmore-Merrick, will go on the power play.
And the Bulldog faithful all over it. The refs do catch it. We knew they'd let them play for the most part unless something very obvious, and that's obvious enough for the officials. Sorrell will serve it. And what thwarted what could have been a great opportunity. Catallo took that puck. If he went inside and got around the defender, he was gone. Might not have mattered all that much in the end, but he tried to bring it to the outside, had it taken away, and while that was happening, an errant line change. And of course now the timeout for the Bulldogs, trying to cement a victory. My apologies, looks like 19's up on the board. That's Azaridi to serve the penalty.
Too many men on the ice on the Friars. Coach Braglia, as mentioned, utilized his timeout to bring the team together, draw something up. With $1:30 to go in this first overtime, if we don't get a winner before the end of this, we'll just reset. We'll do it again. 15 minutes up on the board. We'll stay 5-on-5. We'll just keep it going until we find that GWG.
It's going to be a long 90 seconds, Travis, but of course there is the possibility that 30 seconds of the power play could end up leading into a potential second overtime.
Both sides return from the timeout. Face-off will be to the left of Jordan Valsic. It's going to be Rocca and Luskoff squaring up. And it comes to the half boards, up to the point, and Sorrell jumps it. Sorrell shorthanded, carrying in with the biscuit. A spin move to the net, and he lost his edge. Now it's Lucas Lucci. Entering the zone, Lucci. Only power play goal we've seen for the Bulldogs came on that 5-minute major. Rolston looking for a lane. He fires it, and it's stopped up. Jordan Valsic takes it right off the logo.
What a start here to this penalty, the power play. Zach Sorrell, he's not in the box as I initially called out. He had a decent rush up the ice, nearly a chance to win the game shorthanded. Back the other way come the Dogs here. Final minute of overtime.
Back to the point, Richardson touches it over for Drogan. They're going to switch spots. Drogan with a lane. He shoots. Save Valsic. Rebound still there. Another stop. Sent up the boards, and now Catalo will go off one-on-one. Catalo cuts over. Shot blocked. He's just trying to eat some time here with 30 seconds remaining. And a penalty called on the Bulldogs. Slashing 4-on-4 hockey with 31.2 left in the first overtime. Luskoff to the box.
Last thing the Dogs needed, Catalo, one-on-one. Great defense initially, but he's able to eat a couple more seconds in the corner and then draws the penalty. And minute one, of course, leading into a potential second overtime of 4-on-4 hockey. Ice becomes a bit more open, and then, of course, if necessary, brief power play for the Friars.
Who will take advantage of this open ice, like Brady just mentioned, as Schendorf wins it back for Terry. Terry D to D, O'Doherty through the seam. It's Schendorf. He'll spin and shoot off a stick and out of play.
You couldn't ask for a more chaotic ending to the Long Island high school season than a 4-on-4 in the final minute of overtime.
One to O'Doherty. He's going to curl up at the blue. Shoots it off the glove of Braglia. Fighting through some traffic there. Lucci with 10 seconds left. Takes it behind the net. Will he try to get one last shot? Lucci cutting over the line. Knocked away by Terry. Great play from the Friars defenseman. Buzzer sounds. We got a second overtime coming.
Indeed we do. 15 minutes, not enough to solve it. 30 seconds of 4-on-4 left, and then about a minute of power play time, potentially for St. Anthony's if it gets that far. Both teams headed to their bench, gassed right now. A much needed brief intermission for both these sides, and as we expected, probably one of the most hard-fought games they've ever played in.
Like we talked about earlier, fatigue definitely going to start to set in. Players on both sides going to have to be smart about their shift length. Not going to want to be out there for too long and really blow the gas tank. As Brady said before the first overtime started, you're in the scenario now where it's everything at the net. You never know what might squeak in. The more pucks you put on cage, the better chance you have to be crowned the Long Island high school hockey champion.
Great shot there from Rin Shimano at the Bulldogs bench. Very, very intense times here for both of these benches. All these games have come down to this. Both these teams, they'll earn the right to play here. Both went to states. That didn't quite go either of their way. But chance to be crowned the kings of the island.
Teams switch sides once again. 30 seconds left of 4-on-4. Then we'll move into a Friars power play. Overtime number 2. The 5th period of hockey we have had here today. And the Friars will control the opening faceoff. They seem comfortable just trying to let this 4-on-4 expire and get onto that man advantage.
They're just playing catch behind their own net right now. And Lucci trying to force them into a mistake or at least rush them a bit. But they get the job done.
Back with Catalo, and job done indeed, Brady. Azzariti out of the box, serving that too many men on the ice penalty. Friars come away unscathed. Catalo driving wide, a power play chance now. and he can't get a shot off. Good play by Richardson. He's still able to make the pass for Sorrell. Now it's Terry to Sorrell. He'll walk and shoot. Sticked away by Braglia. It's in behind the net. Lenz first to it. And Lenz tries to clear it 200 feet. Only got it about halfway because Terry knocked it down. Minute gone here in the second overtime. And just 20 seconds left on the power play. Cataldo enters the zone, but St. A's were offside.
A lot of players look like they're skating in quicksand up to this point. Probably, when all is said and done, at least close to the most hockey that any of these guys have played up to this point in their young hockey careers. Of course, we mentioned the Suffolk County Playoff Marathon that the Friars participated in, the thrilling final seconds, overtime in the Nassau Championship for Bellmore-Merrick, but full 15-minute do-or-die overtime here, now pushing double OT.
Cataldo tried to put it on goal, ends up hitting the boards in the corner. Terry will walk and shoot. That hits the body of Rocca and just misses. Back to 5-on-5. Luskov comes out of the box. Drogan trying to split the D. Taken down. And another penalty is called. Bellmore-Merrick back on the power play once again.
Drogan does it again. Tries to split his way through. Almost did. A bit shaken up here as he gets back to his feet. It's a little tap on the head of Jordan Valsic as he tries to shake it off. Bulldogs also perhaps a bit lucky there. Nearly a too many men once again. The player from the bench, couldn't quite tell who that was, might have hopped out of the bench slightly earlier than the penalty expired, or at least the door swung open. But they get away with it. Drogan draws the call himself. And teams, of course, now getting a bit tired, getting a bit sloppy as well.
So Bellmore-Merrick, they're forced out of the zone. And again, we'll have to start a breakout. Aspermonte gets in, plays the body. Now it comes to Rolston. Rolston over the blue. Trying to force his way through, back up to the line, sends it deep. Comes across for Lucci. Lucci to Richardson, back to him. Lucci's gonna roll the circle. He shoots! He scores! Lucas Lucci, game winner! Long Island High School hockey runs through Bellmore-Merrick!
What a game, what an ending. Lucas Lucci, we've called his name so many times, so many opportunities. He finally comes through. Of course, not without a bit of question as it was trickling. Valsic, of course, gets a piece of it. Not enough. And 22 in red, the hero.
The Nassau County champs complete the double. Nassau County and Long Island belongs to the Dogs in 2024-2025. The replay of the game winner. A power play goal. Lucci gets the pass, rolls the dot, off the glove of Valsic, and over the line. Catazone tried to save it, just couldn't get there in time. And Lucas Lucci, you'll put your head on the pillow tonight. A hero and a Long Island High School hockey champion.
Forever a legend as well now in the Bellmore-Merrick hockey community. Lucas Lucci, the hero. Joey Braglia as well down the other end. Cannot forget about the defensive heroics in the first overtime of Brandon Richardson. Otherwise, we might not be at this point, and it might be the Friars with the helmets and the gloves off. What a battle, as expected, between the two premier schools this season in their respective counties. And Travis could not have asked from a commentator standpoint, from a fan standpoint, for a better championship game.
No, this was incredible. From the opening face-off to the final puck going over the line here in OT. We needed, Brady, 62 minutes and 13 seconds of hockey to find our winner. And it's the Bellmore-Merrick Bulldogs, who will be crowned the Long Island High School hockey champions in just a few short moments when they get to lift that trophy. We'll stick with you the whole way through for the awards presentation, of course. Hats off, congratulations to the St. Anthony's Friars on a phenomenal season. Not the ending they wanted. Have to be proud of themselves. They won the Suffolk County Championship. They've been on a tear in Suffolk over the last few seasons. Not the result wanted, like I said, Brady, but got to keep your head held high if you are the Friars.
They absolutely do. Let's be honest, they could very well have not been in this position in the game against Sachem, back and forth. Several hard-fought playoff games, of course, taken to the limit against the Smithtown Hop-Hog Bulls. And didn't come out on top in states, and finally do now. Drogan getting the cup.
Drogan. The trophy lifts. Bellmore-Merrick, Long Island High School hockey champions. And he goes right to the glass to celebrate with the Bellmore-Merrick faithful. Brady, after the Bulldogs won the county title, I had the opportunity to speak to Coach Pat Braglia, and he talked about how much it meant to have the community support, the school support. As you see Coach now getting the opportunity to lift that trophy, he talked how much the county championship meant to him. I can only imagine how much this means. But he spoke a lot about the community support, how much the fans showed up, showed out, got loud, showed love, and we're with this team all season long, so it's only right that Captain Nick Drogan skates over with the trophy to celebrate with the Bulldog faithful.
Absolutely, showing out in full force. Both fan bases coming out in full force to support their respective teams. What an event here today, and of course the Bulldogs faithful sticking by them the whole season through the ups and downs, mostly ups. And it took a bit longer probably than they would have hoped, especially after the second intermission, but they get the job done.
You see just Nicholas Drogan wheeling around, how much this means to him. The senior captain graduating with the double. Senior netminder Joey Braglia, we mentioned how great he played today and throughout this season. And you look at these Bulldogs, between regular season, NYI HSHL playoffs, states, and now the LIC. These Bulldogs only lost 2 games all year long.
Absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. As I mentioned earlier, Braglia was 11-1-0 during the regular season. Of course, another loss coming in states. But gotta tip your cap. Neither of these two teams, I don't have the exact numbers in front of me, but you do the quick math between the Friars and the Bulldogs, and it was definitely a lot less than 10, hovering right around 5 total losses between the two teams.
Brady, I want to say that's exactly right. Combined, these two teams only lost 5 games between, again, regular season, playoffs, states, and now here LIC combined. 5 losses between the Friars and the Bulldogs. Obviously, they well-deserved, well-earned to be in this position, and it's why we got such a thriller of a game here today. 3-2 double overtime winner, Lucas Lucci, the hero in this one. Phenomenal performance all the way through. Like I said earlier, needed 62 minutes and 13 seconds to crown the champion.
A full NHL game plus Very, very impressive performance, too. We were talking about how these players started to look like they were skating in quicksand a little bit.
Stick shot. Those are guys walking off the ice. Dude, Rin's camera work is insane. He's doing